Hi, I'm Anna, and welcome to Should You Read It episode 2, where I will do a detailed book review of The Perfect Sun by Freida McFadden, which is a 238 pages psychological thriller. Now, I do have a few disclaimers I do want to go over before we get started, and since I don't want to be copyrighted, I'm going to pause my music, so my remote is supposed to be here somewhere. So, I do have I'm trying to do this scripted, so I do have my computer right there, which you can't see. But I do have my computer, and from time to time, I might look over. I'm still getting used to the scripted. Eventually, I should get better. If I don't come for me. I'll also try to move the microphone a little bit further away from my face. So, first disclaimer, this review will contain spoilers. This review is also not intended for Freida McFadden, friends and family of Freida McFadden. Also, if you have developed a parasocial relationship with Freida McFadden and you decide that you don't like my review and you want to come for me, I suggest that you do that respectfully, because at the other end of your screen is an actual person. So, and in the events you don't have a parasocial relationship with Freida McFadden and you disagree with my review, still leave your comments down below respectfully, because I am still a walking, breathing, talking person. Okay. So we have that out of the way. I also do want to share with you that I'm a book enthusiast. I will always support sorry. I will always support reading, and as someone who has multiple library cards, I've been reading since I was a child. My daughter also reads, and any child that is related to me, ensure that they do read. I will never discourage anyone from reading books. So this is not me trying to discourage you from reading books. If you've had this book and read this book and you like this book, that's your business. If you've read it, have not liked it, also your business. This is just my take on The Perfect Sun. And like I said before, if you agree or disagree with me, leave your comments down below. As I said, sometimes when I talk really fast, I got out of breath, so I'll try to talk slower. If you do disagree with me, read your comments. Leave your comments down below respectfully. So, this is the second time I'm recording this because I tried earlier and I didn't really like the way it was recorded, so I'm redoing it. In that process, I realized that this book did not have a synopsis, and when I'm doing this review, I want to do a synopsis of the book, but this book did not have one. It was also originally indie published, and then it got picked up by a publishing house, don't remember the name, and so the Kindle book may not match up to the physical book. I read it on Kindle. So, just to give you a quick rundown of the synopsis, a girl, Olivia, she's gonna go missing, and everyone's gonna blame this guy, Liam. If you've read any Freida McFadden book, you already know how those go. That's just my version of the synopsis. That's just it, plain and simple. Nothing big's really happened. I'm trying to remember if there's any trigger. I don't think there's any trigger per se that I should mention. Uh, it is told by multiple POVs. We get Erica mostly. There are some police transcript that we get, and then we have Olivia, the girl who went missing. We also have her point of view. Oh, I'm supposed to do a call to action. I'm just following my little thing. Do apologize. If I'm taking too long to start, I do have a lot of things to get through. I'll also leave timestamps if you're just here for my review. If you've read this book, leave a comment below sharing one thing you liked or disliked. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to click the like button. Also subscribe so you may suggest books that I can do for book reviews. Also, subscribing is free 99, so why wouldn't you? Oh, why are you here if you're not gonna subscribe anyways? See what I did there? Anyways, originally I had went through chapter by chapter and basically did a mini recap of all the chapters because that's originally how I wanted to do these, and then I realized that doing that this video would be a probably 1 hour something video. I currently have 132 subscribers, and I don't think I'm at a stage where I want to commit to a 1 hour and something. In the future, if you guys really want me to do like chapter by chapter, you're gonna have to subscribe and leave me comments and let me know, and that will motivate me. But at this stage, I don't want to do that. So the book starts off with Erica. She is making breakfast. She makes eggs. Her kids are getting ready for school. She has two kids, Anna, who is 2 years younger than Liam, and they're the Cass family, Cass. So that's it. So making breakfast, Anna tries to be late for school every day so that her mom can take her to school because she doesn't like going on the school bus. And I do hope as someone who's a mom that my child never gets to that stage because I like the bus system where I live. So that's that. And then they end up missing the bus, but before they miss the bus, that we meet the dad, Jason. He comes in from his run, and he likes to do egg jokes. Like he said something to Anna, like, "Don't you have an exam today?" And egg-tastic and all that stuff. Excellent and all. He likes to do egg jokes, and then I said he's extra. That's just me. I'm bad with jokes. So they're late for school. The mom, Erica, makes eggs for also her husband, Jason. She says that she's good at making eggs. She has like this secret recipe, which her daughter said is just adding Parmesan to eggs. And that means I also make eggs well because I like to add Parmesan to my eggs, especially scrambled eggs. So she ended up driving them to school. And when she drives the kids to school and drop them off, the head of the PTA basically sees her and says, "Erica, we need to talk." And they used to be friends because their sons used to be friends, and her son is Tyler. Oh my God, I'm doing that. I'm doing this for my brain, and that's very good. I'm gonna scroll because I want to enjoy. I am following my notes because I did take a lot of notes for this. So Jessica basically says, "Erica, we need to talk," and they agreed to meet at this diner called Charlie's, and we then meet Olivia Mercer, who says she thinks she's gonna fail maths this year because she has a crush on Liam. That's Liam Cass. That's Anna's brother, Erica's oldest child and a son. So we get to learn that she has this really crush on him. She wasn't the person to be boy crazy because her only priority was college, getting into a good college. So after that chapter ends, we then finally get to see why Jessica wanted to talk to Erica. At first, Erica thought she wanted to talk to her because their sons used to be best friends, but they're no longer best friends. And Erica thought it was something that Liam did because Liam is a little bit crazy. In preschool at, let's say 5, he duct taped this girl's mouth and hands and left her in a closet. And he has killed a few cats and hamsters. And he may or may not have done something to his English teacher in Mr. Young in 8th grade. So Erica thought Jessica wanted to talk to her about that. Turns out Jessica wanted her to help out with the movie night. Erica does not like the PTA. She thinks it's boring. She would rather eat dirt than to do anything with the PTA. Fine, I've never gone to a PTA meeting myself. So, yikes. Earlier earlier on, oh, it's the same day. So, Liam has a debate today, a debate competition. I used to be in debate club for like 1 year, and he invited, while he was in class, he basically started chatting with Olivia. He ends up inviting her to watch his debate because he kind of likes her too. And when he invites her, we get to learn that Olivia's never really had a boyfriend. And she thinks that she's never had a boyfriend because she has freckles. Now, I don't know about you, but I think girls with freckles are really beautiful. I wish I had a few freckles myself, but I don't. I have pimples, and pimples are not freckles. So we also learn that she's never really kissed a boy unless you're counting a few peck on the cheeks that she did in middle school for a Dare Truth or Dare game. Anyways, at the debate competition, we learn that there's another Olivia at the school, Olivia Reynolds, and she's blonde and she definitely doesn't have freckles. And the book goes into the usual where girls compare themselves to other girls. And also, Olivia has a best friend named Madison. Madison doesn't have freckles. Madison's cute. Madison has a boyfriend named Aiden that Olivia doesn't like. All right, my daughter just stopped by. So, I should say, even though I took my notes in chronological order, I tend not to be the best narrator. I don't necessarily tell stories in chronological order, so I just want to give you guys a heads up. So, earlier when Erica was driving the kids to school, Anna mentioned a girl named Olivia. And so when Erica came by to watch Liam debate, she was looking for Olivia and she saw Liam talking to Olivia Reynolds. And so she called a guy named Frank Marino. He's this investigator. Originally, I thought that he would have been a police officer or maybe the shrink, because when I was reading this, a bunch of stuff that Liam did, I was like, did you let him see someone? Because that's crazy. Anyways, so she calls Frank, and Frank is normal. Anytime Liam likes a girl, Erica will let Frank go dig up some dirt on the girl, and then they will he will go threaten her that he will release the information if she doesn't stay away from Liam. And so he hasn't really tied up another girl or duct tape another girl since he was 5. So, because his mom has been cock blocking him or something. So, we are at the debate. Erica sees Olivia Reynolds and she immediately calls Frank. And we're going to get to the next chapters. So, originally, when Erica called Frank, she didn't get him, so she left him a voicemail. Then we learned that Liam did see a doctor, Dr. Hibbert, and she didn't really see Liam for long because she had a photo of her daughter and she realized that Liam liked her daughter and he will basically insinuate things to kind of like trigger her or get to her, and she didn't really like that, so she didn't really see him since then. She also diagnosed him as a sociopath, and I was gonna research what it is, but I've never really known the difference between a sociopath and a psychopath, and I don't see the need to go research it again because I'm 2 days later I'm still not gonna remember. So if you know what a sociopath is or a psychopath, good for you. Anyways, Olivia goes before Olivia goes missing, after the debate, Liam invites her to basically come out to Charlie's with him. Her best friend Madison doesn't like Liam because he's done crazy stuff. Also, turns out that Madison's boyfriend Aiden is friends with Tyler, the same Tyler whose mom is Jessica, the same Jessica who went out Erica, and Tyler and Liam used to be friends and they're no longer friends. So, and there's a lot of reasons why they're no longer friends. Their social circle is different. Tyler does football, I think, or soccer. I think it was football. And Liam does track. So they're not really on the same side or on the same tracks or whatever. They're not on the same side of the road or whatever. Whatever they're saying is my brain isn't working right now. And so they're not friends. So when Liam took Olivia to Charlie's, Tyler was there when he was passing because Liam's table was close to like the bathroom. So when Tyler was passing him, he kind of brushed his shoulder, and then when Liam was passing back, he tripped and fell, and he said it was Liam, and it was a big thing. And then because Tyler started saying you were a psycho, and then Liam says, if I'm a psycho, you should be afraid of me because I know where your family live and I know a lot of things about your family. And I know you guys got a new cat because allegedly Liam had killed the old cat. So a bunch of stuff happened. Anyways, I'm going to try to do this as fast as possible. Olivia goes missing. Everyone blames Liam. And the reason why they blame him is the night after he invited her to Charlie's, because Olivia's mom, had to come pick her up early. They didn't really get to finish the date the way they wanted to. So he went to her house and he threw pebbles on her window, which I think was really cute. She came out, the moon was out, and they had a nice moment and they kissed. And she said that was her first official kiss since she wasn't counting the pecks on the cheeks. And he kissed her. They kissed about 3 times, and then his mom woke up from a nightmare, realized he was missing. She waked up Jason. Jason was like, Erica, have you called him? And she called him, and turned out that he was gone. He came back. But she was worried that Liam was going to do something because he has done something in the past. But when he came home, his mom was really like freaking out. She took a few Xanax. However, since I've already finished this, turns out that before I even spoil the plot for you, if you've read any Freida McFadden book, not this one, do you think Liam took that girl? If you've ever read any Freida McFadden book, do you think Liam took that girl? Personally, had Liam taken her, that would have been the main plot. That would have been the plot twist. Because normally, because I've read a multiple Freida McFadden book, my very first one was Never Lie. I love that. I did a review on that on another channel that I have. I haven't done it on this, but that was my very first Freida McFadden. And since then, I kind of picked up her writing style, and I read the teacher recently, like since year. I kind of picked up on her writing style, so I immediately knew who it was, and I knew it wasn't Liam. But had it been Liam, that would have really been the big plot twist for me. So it turns out that while everyone was saying Liam was the one who took her because he was the last person seen with her, and Tyler was saying it was him. So the police came to their house and he was saying I didn't take her, but nobody believed him. His mom thought he was lying. Tyler and Liam got in a fight because Liam was saying that he was the one who took Olivia, and Madison was saying Liam was the one who took her. The only person who really didn't believe that it was Liam was Anna, and I didn't really have a lot of time. I don't really know much about her except she gives Gen Z vibe. She likes to say stuff like, Mom, that's cringe. That's cringy. And she loves JB. And when I was reading it, I was like, yeah, because about last week, I listened to Love Me by Justin Bieber. I was screaming at the top of my lungs. My daughter thought I was going crazy. So I kind of liked Anna, and she was the only one who didn't think it was him. And I was like, I don't think it's him. I immediately know it was Jason, the dad. Turns out the father was the one who took Olivia. Guy's a serial killer. When he met Erica, his wife, she was going to be one of his victims, but he kind of liked her. Erica was also in journalism. So I thought she would have gone to the school and find out how many Olivias there are at the school and not just jump to conclusions. But Jason had been the one that took Olivia. She was in the basement. She was in the below a trapdoor in an old cabin. And we got like a few chapters with her talking about how he came by and he'll give her like bread and apple and water. And he was just like stringing her out to survive. The way, whenever it got to her chapter, I read this in tandem to the audiobook. So whenever I got to her chapter, the way how the audiobook was read and the vibes it was given, it didn't give Liam, so I immediately know it was Jason. And so when we finally realized that it was Jason that had took Olivia, I was like, had this been Liam, I would have been more shocked. But Liam got arrested for the crime, and the whole thing went down like this. Jason switched out Erica's Xanax, so he was giving her something else. And he took Olivia, and by taking Olivia, he planted her blood and hair in the mom's car. Because when Liam went to go see the mom, when Liam went to go see Olivia, he had taken his mom's car because that's the car that he's learning to drive because he's trying to get his driver's license. So Jason had planted hair from Olivia in the back of the car. So when the police came to search it, that would have been evidence, DNA evidence. And so he was going to frame Liam for Olivia's murder. He was also going to off his daughter, Anna. And then the mom, it would have came off as suicide because it would have came off that she's so exhausted or whatever that she killed herself. So he was basically going to lose his family. And the reason why he wanted to frame Jason wanted to frame his son is because his son has his sociopathic tendencies and he saw too much of himself in his son and he thought his son was reckless. Also in 8th grade, when everyone thought that Liam was the one who almost killed his English teacher's family by carbon monoxide, it was actually the dad because Jason saw that the English teacher had been failing Liam because Liam kind of liked his daughter. The English teacher, Mr. Young, used to mark Liam's paper so hard that his A grade went to a C. Crazy. Also, we also learned that Jason killed his entire family, and managed to survive. They even tried to do an exorcism on him. So this book was, I want to be honest, I gave this book a 3-star, and the reason why I gave it a 3-star is I know it wouldn't have made a lot of sense if Liam was the one who did it because he was the one suspected. But personally, to me, I just think that it would have made a lot more sense had it been Liam to me. And I'm probably not making any sense, but he's the one that was already suspected. And the way it was written is the way how it was written. It is showing us there was no way that he could have done it based on when she was missing, he wasn't leaving his mom's side. So we already know that there was no way he could have done it to me based on that. So I just thought that had it been him, I would have loved to see how Freida showed us how he snuck through his window or something. Also, Anna was the one who found out that the dad had taken Olivia because she followed him. Also, the father, Jason, he started a tech company and he was always away on business trips, and Liam knew that something was off about him because one day he called his workplace only to find out that he's already in, but he has a lot. Jason has a lot of money, and when they just met and he started a family, he was like close to like offing her, and then by the time they got married, she was pregnant, and so that's the reason why he didn't offer her. But he was really trying to get rid of his entire family again, and he's currently tied to 12 murders because of DNA evidence. It was really crazy. All in all, I gave this book a 3 star. I just think that it was a really, really good read. I'm just going through all my notes that I made while I chat with you, just to ensure I didn't miss anything of importance. If you really want to know what happened in this book, I just suggest that you read it. Now, to answer your question, should you actually read it? Given that I've given it a 3 star, I give it a 3 star because of my personal preference. I just believe that the plot was predictable. And if you've read enough Freida McFadden book, I know you can agree. I would have been a whole. I would have loved it to even be Anna who had taken Olivia, or the mom that had taken Olivia. Or I was at one point I was saying, had it been Frank, the investigator guy, would have loved that. Also, since I'm here thinking about the plot, when all of this started, all Erica's life she thought her dad was dead because her mom told her he died when she was young. Turns out he's been in prison because he committed a murder. So Erica's also thinking that Liam got his sociopathic tendencies from her side of the family because she thinks that Jason was like the perfect husband. And if you're looking for a fast read, in terms of pages, because it's 238 pages, it is a fast read. But in terms of plot, it was very slow. I also believe that we could have benefited if we didn't get any of Olivia's point of view. But like I said, I've read enough Freida McFadden books to know that she's always going to give you like the victim's point of view. She also has this thing where when the main person involved is always telling their story. And I believe that had it been told in a way where we got like we learned who Olivia is through Liam's eye, then it would have been less likely for me to figure that it wasn't Liam that took her. That's all I'm saying. If you, I'm trying to see like, because when I do these series, I don't want to say don't read it or read it. I want to tell you exactly who would enjoy this. If you're someone who's new to reading psychological thrillers and you just want something to just get you by, sure. But if you're talking about a quick pace plot, something that keeps you turning the pages, no. It does have short chapters, so it will let you end chapters really fast because it does have a prologue, 64 chapters, and an epilogue where we learn about them 1 year later, and it ends on a cliffhanger where it gives you the impression that Liam is actually becoming like his father. Also, in an effort to save his mom, Liam had to kill his father, and his mother took the blame so that he wouldn't go to prison because the dad was really gonna off the family and blame it on Liam and then let the moms quote unquote commit suicide. So if I could go back and read this book, I still would because it was a nice read to me. But if I'm probably saying looking for something like a little bit quick pace, then honestly I would not have read this book. I found it very predictable, and it has a few little things in the book that I don't like. I'm black. Everyone can see that I'm black. I don't. I don't know if it's because when I read books, I don't see skin color. And when I'm reading a book and you have to tell me that someone is of Hispanic descent or someone is black, I started reading The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo once, and that's the reason why I stopped. Because on the very first page, the very second or third page, it says someone was successful for a black woman, and I was like, I might be misquoting that, and I didn't like that. I think we have come. I don't know. I don't think that every time you write a book about a teenager, they always have to be so vain. And this is like the second book that I've read by Freida McFadden that has children going to high school. And the main girl that's also telling the story, she's always comparing herself to other people. I've read The Teacher, and Olivia and Addison is like the same person to me. They're the same person. Um, the English teacher in The Teacher is also the same person as Erica to me. Might be different name, different plot, but they're all the same. And when you have to tell me that someone is of Hispanic descent, I'm like, why didn't I don't know what color Erica is, but based on the fact that I wasn't told that she was white, I'm gonna assume she was white. Because had she been a black person, I would have known. I don't want to make this about race, and everything is not about race, but I don't like that in books. If you are not going out of your way to tell me that someone is white, do not go out of your way to tell me the skin color of anyone else. And I get why they do it is, I guess it's because sometimes people complain that a certain author doesn't write, doesn't do race inclusion. If the story fits for a black person to be in it, yeah. But saying of Hispanic descent, not because someone speaks with a Spanish accent necessarily means that they're Hispanic. I'm just saying that. I could be wrong. But other than those two little things, I had no issue with it. You have this book, go ahead and read it. You don't want to read it, don't read it. But if you have it, read it. I think that if you're looking for a good psychological thriller, a book that you could read for 5 days, then sure. But if you're plot wise, if you're someone who's plot driven, no, you're not going to enjoy this book. But if you're someone who doesn't care about plot, you just want to probably solve a mystery, then definitely. We're at the end of our video. I do apologize if I go out on a rampage. Thank you so much for watching my review of The Perfect Son. Please let me know respectfully in the comments if you liked or did not like this book. Also, I'm always open to feedbacks and book recommendations. And if you subscribe, I do try to post on my community tabs. When I'm doing reading vlogs, I like to do one book from my reading vlog for my Should You Read It series. So you're going to have to subscribe, or I don't know how else you're going to see my community tabs. I don't see community tabs for people I'm not subscribed to. So there's a fly that got into my room. And so let me know in the comments if you agree or disagree with anything I said. And I almost tried to do this ASMR, but I don't know. Keep reading those books, devouring those books, eating those books up, you beautiful bookworm, and have a wonderful year, month, week, day, hour, minute, second, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, bookworms.